Today, I want to talk about values.
You mean like how I value sleep and french fries?
Well, I mean more like values like perseverance and integrity.
Boring.
Okay, what about humor and authenticity?
Hm, Getting warmer. Go on. But wait, I thought all your videos this month were about goal setting. What do values have to do with that?
Well, see, if you'd let me finish, then I'd explain that.
Never mind. I know that has something to do with how tying our goals to our values increases our motivation to accomplish them or something like that.
Wait, you do listen when I talk?
Well, sure, if you have anything valuable to say. So why should anyone watch this video?
Well, in addition to going more in depth in the connection between values and goals, I'm going to give people a chance to clarify their values and then help them pair those values with their existing goals to help them get past that stuck point with accomplishing them.
I'll allow it.
Well, thank you for your permission, Diana. Let's begin. Hello, and welcome back to Black, White, Gray, Yellow. My name is Diana, and this channel is all about communication, connection, and resilience. Today, we're continuing our discussion of goal setting, a resilience skill that helps build self-regulation, one of the 6 things resilient people have. Be sure to check out my earlier videos to learn more about these concepts. As a quick background on me, I'm a Master Resilience Trainer in the United States Army National Guard. I also served 13 months as the State Resilience Coordinator at my state's Joint Force headquarters. This series is based on the research behind the skills taught as part of that program, replacing proprietary material with references to open source research and books. So you can share these videos freely. If you want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe. Now, the core Master Resilience training material does lean on values as an important part of goal setting, but it doesn't really explain why values are so important. For that, I'm going to reference this book, The Confidence Gap by Dr. Russ Harris. This book was massively transformative for me back in about 2015, and I would love to do a whole series of videos just on this book, but we're only going to talk about a small piece of it today. For context, it covers the basics of acceptance and commitment training, or ACT, developed by Dr. Stephen Hayes, PhD, now at the University of Nevada in Reno. Dr. Harris's website is called thehappinesstrap.com, and I will put a link to that in the description. Okay, so I think the first thing to do is to distinguish between values and goals so that we don't get them confused. Goals are desired outcomes, as in a thing you achieve. They are finite. Once you achieve them, they have an end. Values, on the other hand, are ongoing. Russ Harris defines them as desired qualities of ongoing action. In other words, values describe how you want to behave as a human being. So losing 5 pounds is a goal, while caring for my body is a value. Winning a game is a goal, but playing fairly, enthusiastically, and skillfully, those are values. These examples are taken directly from the book, Chapter 1. Okay, but now that we understand how values differ from goals, what's the point? Why is a discussion about values even relevant to a conversation about goals? Well, now I'm going to jump ahead to Chapter 11 in the book and give you 3 reasons. 1. Values give us the inspiration and motivation to persist, to do what needs to be done even when the going gets rough.
Hey, that's basically what I said.
Yes. Remember, we just did a whole long video about motivation, and valuing the behavior is one of those more internal types of motivation that can help us stay motivated to pursue longer-term goals. Tying goals to our values, therefore, say by making sure we use that R in SMART goals to set goals relevant to our values, is a way to set ourselves up for success, especially with longer-term goals. 2. Values give us guidance as we move toward our goals. Especially in the pursuit of longer-term goals, there may be periods when the next step toward achieving that goal isn't obvious. This might be like having to decide whether or not to take a massive promotion that will require you to move your family across the country. In those circumstances, choosing the option that most closely aligns with your values can help ensure that you find satisfaction with your choice, however the outcome after that, not disappointment. Our values act like a compass, telling us which way to go.
My values are still pointing me to the nearest burger joint.
I'm not sure you're picking up what I'm putting down right now, but let's see if the last one makes sense. 3. Values provide us with fulfillment as we move toward our goals. Again, Especially in the pursuit of long-term goals, there may be long periods between the actual achievement of goals, and some goals may never be realized even after years of effort. In addition to helping us stay motivated when the going gets rough, values allow us to find fulfillment in the act of pursuing those goals, whether the goals are ever realized or not.
So you mean like with trying to make this YouTube channel?
Exactly. In making this channel, I'm living by my values of creativity, hard work, independence,
Self-awareness, self-deprecating humor.
and leaving the world better than how I found it. So even if this channel never takes off, I know that I put good work out on the internet and I won't regret the time I spent on it.
I suppose that's fair. You are putting me on here after all. It could be worse.
So now that we know why tying our goals to our values is so important, the next step is to come up with a short list of our core values. You may already know yours, in which case you can skip this part. But even if it's just been a while since you last evaluated your values, it may be worthwhile to go through this exercise again. Most values clarifying exercises are roughly the same. And yes, I'm going to encourage you to pause the video and actually do this exercise.
Oh God, homework on YouTube? Who do you think you are? You know that only
The people who will benefit most from the exercise will do it? Yeah, I know. I'm going to give you a list of values. I want you to identify the values that stand out as important to you. There are no right or wrong answers. This is like picking your favorite ice cream flavors or your favorite pizza or burger toppings.
All right, you had my attention at burger toppings.
None are considered better or worse than the others. As I go through the list, write down the values that are important to you and underline the ones that are very important to you. I recommend pausing the video on each screen, as I'm only going to leave each set of values up for a few seconds to keep this video length manageable. When you get to the end of the list of values, look back over those you underlined and narrow those down to your top 5 or 6 most important values. If any of them are synonyms, choose just the word you prefer, as that's the only reason I included any synonyms on the list. We'll call these final 5 or 6 your core values. Then finish the video. As you look over your list of core values, it's very common for people to recognize some discrepancies between their values and their actions. Often, these discrepancies are the birthplace of goals. To use an example from Harris's book, if you value confidence and are generally very confident in many aspects of your life, but cower in the face of your particularly demeaning mother-in-law, it would make sense to set a goal to stand up to your mother-in-law. Or, referring back to the very common New Year's resolution we used a lot in the last video, if you value taking care of your body but know that you aren't in the best of health right now, it would make sense to have a goal related to your health or fitness.
I'm into fitness. Fitness whole meal in my belly.
And thank you for the segue. Let's suppose you have a health or fitness goal, but taking care of your body isn't one of your core values. Not to say it isn't important to you, but it didn't make it into that list of your top 5 or 6. Great. So now we can take a look at the core values you did choose and ask you how you might leverage those values to help you achieve your goal. Let's try it. How might the value of kindness help you in your goal to eat healthier or go to the gym more? Well, just as you can't take care of others if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't live by your value of kindness if you aren't also kind to yourself, and that includes being kind to your body. What about variety? Well, you could challenge yourself to explore a variety of new foods that are both delicious and healthy, or to come up with a variety of new or non-traditional ways to work out that you might find more interesting. Maybe you pick up backpacking or rucking like I do. I'd love to get some discussion going in the comments, so post how you're applying one of your values to one of your goals. You might be an inspiration to someone else.
So, what you're saying is, I either need to choose goals in the first place that match my values, that are in SMART goals, or I need to do some kind of mental gymnastics to make my values match my existing goals. But what if I don't want to do the mental gymnastics? What if I find that I have a goal that doesn't match my values and I'd rather just abandon it?
Well, in that case, that may be the healthiest thing you can do. Of course, I don't know your situation or why you had that goal to begin with if it doesn't match your values, but if it really isn't something you can find any passion for, giving yourself permission to pursue a different goal that maybe does match your values may be the best thing you can do for yourself, especially if you value self-care. Now, we've been talking a lot about goals over the last few videos, and we're going to bring it all together in the next video talking about our iterative goal setting process. So be sure to click the bell icon if you want to be notified as soon as that video comes out. And if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check out my last video on goals and motivation to understand, now that you have your core values, how they can help you stay motivated to achieve your long-term goals. And that's all for this video. Until next time, my name is Diana, and this has been Black, White, Gray, Yellow.
That was a different outro. Much simpler. I like it. You, changing things up? You got goals or something?
You know it.